Welcome, everybody, to the Yankee and the Brit. I'm Jay. He's Maddie. And today we got a special guest for you. Street Beefs, West Coast, heavyweight champ, Shinigami. Thank you for coming to the show, Shinigami.
Thanks for having me, man. It's nice to be here.
It's so good to have you, man. I'm so excited. I've been so pumped for this all day. It's nice and it's for the viewers. It's nice and late for me, 1 a.m, but I've been using the adrenaline of meeting Shinigami just to keep me going all day. I'm so excited for this.
And Maddie, you already know I'm a huge hardcore MMA fan. I will watch two guys fight in the aisle 7 of a grocery store out there. So, like, this is great for me. I am so excited, and I just wanted my first thing is, how did you get into Street Beefs? Because I have to ask a question, and you have to tell me if this is true. I heard a story that you got up one morning, got a hold of a dude from Street Beefs, said, when's your next time you're going to be in California? He said today, and you went and fought the same day.
That's 100% accurate.
That is epically insane.
Hero. That is absolutely heroic. Just turning up and just being like, right, let's do this. I don't think I could ever get in a fight if I didn't know about it at least 2 weeks.
So
yeah,
first, real quick, 1 second. So before we get into that, speaking of that first fight, I got merch. I've got other designs too. Here's my official logo.
Is that the picture when you kicked Detail's head right off?
Head kick 2020.
Oh,
got the head kick uncensored without all the little black bars on everybody's face. Detail actually gets a cut of that one. That's on Teespring at Shinigami's Killer Merch. I'm going to send these guys a link to that.
Yeah, I'll put that below everybody so you can go get the merch.
So the whole thing with how I got to fight in Street Beefs was I've been watching them forever. I've been watching them since like 2010 on and off in varying frequency. And one day on his channel, Scarface announced that they were going to come out to California and do an event. I couldn't make it. I tried to, but I couldn't make it because my car got stolen that week. And it probably would have been a bad idea anyway because I hurt at a tournament like 2 weeks before that. But I wanted to fight anyway. Then they did another one in Vegas. I couldn't make that one either because it was too short notice for me to get the funds together to go out there because, you know, I got to rent a car and all that because my little 91 Honda ain't going to make those hills. So then they announced that there's going to be a West Coast chapter, and I was following that situation, and they had the sign-up post. And then I thought it got canceled, and then I thought it got moved to Vegas. So that's why I hit up the day that it was. I hit up Tiny Tank like at 8 in the morning. I was like, so I know the first one's today, but when's the next time you're going to be in Cali? He's like, today. I was like, I thought it got moved to Vegas. He was like, it did, but then it got moved back to California. I was like, oh, please, I really want to come fight. Can I please come down? I will leave right now. I will be there maybe like 20 minutes late if I leave right now. Please just let me in. And he said yes. He squeezed me in, even though they were pretty much full. And, you know, the rest is just about history. I knocked Detail out pretty quick, and then I beat up Storm Rider the same day.
Yeah. If you don't know me.
Go ahead, Maddie. Sorry.
It was just the line that was just so perfect of what was it? If you don't know who I am, you're about to. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not a big MMA guy. Like Jay's the MMA guy, but there's something about two guys fighting in some hay bales that just makes me feel a lot happier about it. And I'm not gonna lie, I saw you in the get up and stuff, and I didn't know anything about the Street Beefs. I found you through Pat McAfee. And I saw you and I was like, oh man, this dude's gonna get his head kicked in. And then when Detail said like, if you don't know me, then you go into, I was like, oh, well, I want Shinigami to absolutely knock him out now. And then 2 seconds later, you just knock him straight on his ass. I'm like, yes, we do know who you are, Detail. Yes, we do know who you are. You're the guy who got your head kicked in, man.
The question is did Detail know who Detail was after that shin hit his head? That's what I
don't know, man. I didn't see or hear from him again until like the end of the event. Like I didn't see him around. And then like out of nowhere, when I'm rinsing the dirt off my legs with the hose in the backyard, him and his buddies show up and start asking me about my training and everything else. That was weird, man. But yeah, you know, it's funny. I kind of noticed that anybody in Street Beefs it's like 9 out of 10 times someone says something cocky like that and they get absolutely destroyed. Street Bender went and said that as his intro. And then Storm Rider found out later he
destroyed him.
uploaded a.
You destroyed Storm Rider. Destroyed him.
Kind of picked him apart. Yeah, I was kind of playing with him. He wants the rematch. But I found out he had posted a video somewhere before he came to fight talking about the entire heavyweight division is on notice. You can't be cocky and then come to Street Beefs because 9 out of 10 times you're going to get destroyed. I mean, some of the guys who you gotta earn the right to be cocky. If you notice, I don't say anything snarky or try to be funny or anything until after the fight's over. Because you do it before and you're risking getting humbled by someone who's just there to kick ass.
Anybody who knows me or watches the show knows I just keep it real. So I'm not just kissing your ass because you're on the show. But I have to say, when they called that one fight with Streetbender a draw, it was complete bullshit. You controlled him and owned him that whole fight. Do you feel that way?
I no, yeah, for sure. But I think the reason that they called it a draw was because there was confusion about rounds. And they ended it at the 3rd round. I guess it was originally supposed to be 5 rounds. It was just a big mix up. So that's why I think they called it a draw. But I mean, hey, I got him in the rematch, like definitively got him in the rematch. So,
yeah. I was watching it with my wife and I was showing her videos of you before you come on. And I was like, oh, he better tap or he ain't wiping his ass for 6 weeks. Like you could have snapped his arm.
I thought I did. I felt bad. I heard something pop because I cranked. Once I got it, I cranked it quick because I didn't want to waste any time finishing it. And I heard something pop, and I was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
Yeah, you proved that was not a draw the first time, and I really enjoyed your fight with Big Smile. I got to watch it the same day as UFC 259, so it was my birthday, so it was like fight birthday for me, which was awesome. And that was the one draw I can't even argue I had a problem with because I gave him the 1st round, you the 2nd round, and then I had no problem with the draw in the 3rd round. And I'm really excited that Scarface said he's going to fly him out to fight you in your turf.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that one either. I definitely made a mistake in the 1st round that handed him the score in the 1st round, but I made sure I didn't end up on my back again the rest of the fight. So I definitely look forward to the rematch. Myself, it'll be interesting to see what happens when I'm not, kind of still jet lagged in another state. It'll be interesting for sure. Definitely looking forward to it. I told him after the fight, I'll take him to In-N-Out because he's never had it since he's never been to the West Coast. I was like,
okay.
Dude, afterward, I'll take you to In-N-Out, Big Smile, and you want to move to California, I promise.
Yeah. Do you think actually flying out there affected you in the fight, like having to fly out to the East Coast? Like, was it kind of a difficult thing to do?
I'm not saying that it did. I actually felt really good the day of the fight, but there's kind of always that little question of maybe it did. I don't know. Like I felt good, but adrenaline kicks in and gives you a little boost anyway. Not that I rely on adrenaline to fight, but no matter how much control you have of yourself, there's always going to be just a little bit of adrenaline that just, keeps you in there. But like I said, we'll find out because for him, it probably won't be so bad because he's gaining 3 hours because we're 3 hours behind. So he flies over here. He's not going to be worrying about getting up 3 hours earlier and his body going to be yelling at him about it's 6 in the morning. Why are you awake when it's actually 9 over there?
Yeah, he'll be ready. I think you've got him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I am as a fan. I know you wanted to win, obviously, but as an MMA fan, I like the idea it was a draw and that Scarface is like run it again because I want to watch you two fight again. So, but my next question is, if I remember, I think I seen you in an interview say that you didn't start training until you were like in high school.
No, I didn't train until after I graduated from culinary school. I was 20, almost like 6 or 7 months away from turning 21 when I started training.
That's late. That is late.
Because that's a lot of trophies behind you for not being in the games like most people who start at 5, 12, whatever.
Well, to be fair, I saw those are all from karate, almost all from karate tournaments where I'd sign up and do the kata division, the point sparring division, the continuous sparring division. I did some self-defense demonstration divisions in a couple of them. So I was doing 4 or 5 divisions in one tournament. So I'd come home with 3, 4, 5 trophies at a time.
I think that makes it more impressive, actually.
Yeah, that makes it far more impressive. That makes you like the Michael Phelps of karate, like just going and doing like 5 different things at a time.
Well, if you're going to travel 2 hours, you might as well get your money's worth.
Do
right?
them all, man. Do every single one.
Especially since my sensei usually get a package deal. So instead of paying $45 and then $15 for every additional division, would be like $60 for unlimited divisions.
Yeah, and obviously test your stamina and stuff like that as well. Get across all the things. So is that what you would just say to somebody who's, if you're starting late, just kind of throw yourself straight into it and go out for everything you possibly can, rather than?
Well, I mean, if that's what you want to do. I mean, originally I didn't even want to compete, believe it or not. I just wanted to learn how to defend myself and get in a little bit better shape. And they talked me into doing a tournament. And the first tournament I went to, there was nobody in my division at all, or the division above mine rank wise and age wise. There was like nobody except for like black belts, and they didn't want to fight a white belt, even as an exhibition. So I got up at 5 a.m, drove 2 hours with somebody else, like a road with somebody else, and got a trophy for nothing. I don't even have that one anymore. I actually gave it to my aunt because she likes like really patriotic stuff, and it was an eagle sitting on an American flag. It was like a ceramic trophy. So I gave her that one since I didn't really feel like I earned it. And then the second one, I competed against someone from my own class. The third one, which those videos are some of they're the first karate videos on my YouTube channel. If you go way, way back, it was the first time I fought somebody else from another school, and I got addicted after that.
What's the YouTube channel in case people want to go check it out?
It's I changed the channel name to Shinigami the Reaper MMA. If you search for Undead Pyro, it'll also come up because that was my original channel name. I was actually going to originally use that channel for something else, but then I uploaded so many martial arts videos and then I blew up on Street Beef. So I just changed the name to the channel and then did the other thing on another channel.
Well, that's cool as long as everybody can find it. But when did you realize that you could literally kick somebody's head off their shoulders?
When I got to the point where I could kick people consistently in the head at tournaments, even though it's point sparring. And then I started working on putting power on it in class on when they're holding bags and stuff. And I was like, all this point sparring is cool, but because it comes down to what the judges see or don't see, I know there's a few point sparring matches I've lost to guys that I put my foot upside their head. And I knew that had it been full contact, they'd have been out. So as soon as I got the chance to do full contact and went to Street Beefs, I was like, that was my goal. Land a head kick, knock somebody out.
Yeah. Have you ever been kicked in the head?
Great.
Well, I've been kicked in the head a few times, but I've never been knocked out by anybody, like ever.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you could like to understand the type of, because I've never been kicked in the head. It's not my type of game. Outside of a rugby field where you get the knee to the head on the odd occasion, but it's always by accident. So I just kind of want to know what that would feel like to just be absolutely belted in the head. Maybe I can come over to Cali and get Jay. You can kick Jay in the head, and then Jay can tell me what it felt like.
Maddie, I will figure out how to fly you out, and we'll put the content on YouTube if you're willing to let him kick you in the head.
No,
I need to get some patches made. I don't know if you guys know who Gene LaBelle is. I'm sure you do.
Jay.
Jay.
Jay. Yeah.
Don't worry.
Hey, I'm sure you know who Gene LaBelle is because you're the MMA head here. But I need to get some patches made like he has, except instead of I got choked by Gene LaBelle, I got head kicked by Shinigami and didn't die.
Man, definitely.
And didn't die. Yeah, that's like one of those, if you could eat a 90-ounce steak, you get a shirt. Well, if you can take a shin to the face from Shinigami and live, you get a patch.
You can definitely do some fundraising shit, just setting up a booth and just belting people in the head. Just
my
thinking of ideas.
Though, when you get kicked in the head or knocked out at all, you really don't feel it happen. It just kind of happens, and then you're kind of like, "Where am I?"
Yeah. I would imagine it being like a concussion sort of thing. Like I've had it before where I've been hit in the head and then just woken up like 5 seconds later and just not had a clue what happened.
Poor-
That looked
poor-
like
poor
what happened to
Detail.
Detail to me.
Yeah, poor Detail.
I was
couldn't
gonna say
stand up on his own.
Oh,
that poor guy is like a basketball player who gets posterized, except he's t-shirted with a foot in his face for the rest of his life.
Yeah, man.
That guy is known for getting knocked out by Shinigami's shin.
All over Pat McAfee, one of the most watched sports broadcasters at the minute, all over it, just getting his head knocked off by Shinigami.
But since you brought up Pat McAfee, I gotta mess with Shinigami a little bit because I heard that you kind of like botched his name.
Yeah, it was a heat of the moment thing, and I kind of was just like trying to stay in kill mode.
Yeah.
So you know, I had to slightly turn my brain back on to talking mode a little bit. And so my brain went, well, it's spelled this way. Just say it this way, get through your intro, and then go just do what you need to do because you flew 3,000 miles. You need to put this thing away quick. And I probably would have if I hadn't made that mistake. But yeah, I definitely pronounced Pat McAfee's name wrong on accident. And
but
won't ever happen again.
Well,
he was just going through his usual
show.
shows.
So
They were just talking the other day. He's trying to talk AJ Hawk into letting you kick him in the chin.
that'd be fun.
Yeah,
You reckon-
AJ's like, no way, he would knock me out. But yeah, he was like, your big chin against his shin. Let's see who wins.
Yeah,
Oh,
AJ
definitely
Hawk
my
is a
shin.
big dude.
My shin will.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, AJ Hawk is a big dude, but I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that you could knock him out. Have you found any love like in the UK yet? Is there anybody who's said that they want to fight you kind of coming out of the UK?
I don't think I've really got anyone saying they want to fight me, but I get all kinds of messages from the UK. People telling me they're fans. Actually, the guy who designed my logo is from the UK.
A creative bunch, you see.
So,
Very
and
nice.
as for your logo, I did a little reading, okay, and your name, because I realized that you used to go by the Reaper and now it's Shinigami. You can tell people why you changed it for Street Beefs. But if I got this right, correct me if I'm wrong, it's almost like, and it's going to be different because of the translation, but almost like the Angel of Death.
God of Death.
God of Death. Okay.
That's even worse. That's even more badass. The God of Death.
Yeah.
So what happened was Street Beefs, you can only have one guy with one exact nickname. And they already had a guy, the Reaper. He made it on the Wall of Fame. They had a Grim Reaper. I think he's also on the Wall of Fame. I'm pretty dang sure. There was already a guy named Red Reaper. And I couldn't think of anything concise that was another version of the Reaper in English. And I've been speaking learning Japanese on and off since I was a kid. I should be fluent by now, but I'm not because I always get sidetracked with other things and like start from square one again. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go with Shinigami because it means the same thing, but it actually just sounds cooler. It fits because it's Japanese, and I'm coming into karate-gi, and everyone knows karate's from Japan, even though it's actually from Okinawa. But you know, it all ended up working out. And, you know, now we're here and everybody knows two things, Shinigami and shout out Rachel.
Yeah, I wanted to move on to Rachel. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking kind of when we were talking about the screwing up Pat McAfee, you have so many shout outs to give out anyway. I mean, it must be difficult to remember all of their names when you're going in for the kill, but there's always one name you nail.
Usually what I'll do, and I hadn't had to do it since like my second when I went to fight Streetbender the first time when I got all those sponsors. When I get new sponsors, I shout them out, but I don't re-shout out the old sponsors because their logos are all over the place unless they've done something major, like getting my jiu-jitsu coach there, you know, Forgotten Art Tattoo. They helped out with that. They paid for half his ticket just right up front. Otherwise, I'll just keep it just as short and concise as the first time. If you notice, when I did my Streetbender rematch, it was the same exact shout out almost as my first one. You know, Lancaster, California, Lab BJJ, shout out Rachel, let's go.
Yeah, who is Rachel for those who don't know?
You know, kind of my girlfriend, you know.
Kind of your girlfriend. I think she might be more than kind of your girlfriend now. Yeah.
Look at you, Maddie, trying to kick up some shit in the Shinigami household right there.
That does not sound like me at all.
She'll be fine.
Oh, my question too is, at some point, are you hoping to like move on to, and not that you don't love Street Beefs, but to another promotion?
Actually, had I gotten a win instead of a draw, I would have probably had a pro fight in June already.
Okay,
But
so
the rematch, yeah, the rematch isn't happening until June. So, matter of fact, I keep forgetting to see if Scarface has talked to him, because I talked to him, and I know Scarface told me to get back to him, but he said June was the earliest. So I hit a big smile and asked him if that was cool with him. So after that, since I know I'm going to get him the next time for sure, and that's not being cocky. That's just, I feel like I've got this ability to adapt to my opponent after getting a draw like I did with Street Bender. So I think I've for sure got this one in the bag, and then it's probably on to bigger and better things for sure.
And this isn't me shitting on Big Smile, because the dude is a monster, but you could just watch your fight and tell you're way more athletic. So I think that you'll be able to adjust. And like you said, he took you down in the first round, but after that, you made sure that you never made the same mistake again. You showed it in that fight that you're going to adapt and move even in the middle of a fight.
For sure. Yeah, no, he's pretty athletic, but I think, it takes a lot of strength to kind of try to wrestle someone to the ground like that. And I had been preparing for that. I got a guy at my gym called Phil. This dude is way stronger than Big Smile, and I was keeping him from taking me down for 5 minutes. The only reason I got taken down in the first round was because I tried to circle away from the cage and put his back against it while he still had a really good grip on my leg. And he was stronger than I expected from looking at him, like his arms compared to Phil's. I mean, Phil's arms are like twice the size of Big Smile's. So I was like, if I can keep my leg on the ground while Phil's trying to grab it, I can do it while Big Smile's trying to grab it. But he got a higher grip than I should have let him get. So he pulled me to the ground because I did the wrong thing at the wrong time. But I kind of recovered, and then I made another mistake. But yeah, for sure. And you know what, to quote Dragon Ball Z, this ain't even my final form. I'm actually probably going to lose another 15, 20 pounds before the rematch, and I'll be a lot faster, a lot more cardio. I was actually at my chiropractor today working out on a machine called a Vasper. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but that's some heavy duty stuff.
Okay, and I wasn't taking a shot at his athleticism, but the way, like, again, you kick Detail's head right off his shoulders. You move really well for a heavyweight. And when I was watching Big Smile, he just looks like he is a truck of a man, though, to try to deal with too, like moving him around.
Yeah, he's my first opponent I think I've ever had that's my same size and almost the exact same weight. Like, he's the same height as me. We're both 6'2", and yeah, dude, it's like fighting a rhino, dude, when he's charging you in on you. So, dude is a absolute monster, and I wasn't trying to take anything away from him either. I just I feel like I do have a little more physical endurance. And that's partially because of when I have lost a lot of weight since my first Street Beefs fight. I put on a lot of weight at the beginning of the pandemic, like a lot of weight. I gained like 40 something pounds, almost 50 pounds just in the first couple of months, because I didn't have any place to work out because everything was closed and the weather was horrible out here, and the air quality was bad because of all the fires. So the only place I have to work out at home is outside. So in the backyard, and I just wasn't really consistently viable because of how bad the dust storms and the smoke was. Then I got back to the gym, started training for Street Beefs. And then after that first fight, I really doubled down, started training a lot. I'm doing, in fact, now that Planet Fitness is open again, I'm probably going to be back to like 6 hours, 7 hours a day of training.
And that's just a usual day. That's just a usual day for you, like 6-7 hours of training. It's absolute madness. Do you have a job on the side as well, or is this?
Not right now. Fortunately, unemployment has been very kind during the pandemic. I live in the middle of nowhere. It's hard to find, like, there is nothing really hiring right now. And every place that just opened is they just reopened a bunch of stuff, including the movie theaters, but I know those are at like limited capacity. So I know they're going to have a limited amount of employees anyway, and that to bring everybody back, that they had to lay off.
And you guys have been locked down in California. I mean, like more than most of the country. So
Yeah,
It's been
you've had
real
it
One
fun.
of
kind
the
of the
best
same.
parts
as
of
us.
getting to go to the OG yard was I actually got to go sit down in a restaurant for the first time in well, I mean, I got to sit down and eat in Vegas too, but that's a little different because it's so noisy over there. But
Yeah.
you know, it was nice to sit down and have a nice kind of quiet, nice sit down dinner and stuff in Virginia because I haven't been able to go anywhere. In fact, the real tragedy is there's a place out here that we got like 3 all you can eat sushi bars. One of them was like super good. And I wanted to go for my birthday last year and Father's Day last year, and I didn't get to go for either because the lockdown. And I don't know when I'm going to get to go back there and get my all-you-can-eat sushi fix. But that has been one of the biggest tragedies of the California lockdown is not even being able to go do that.
Yeah, you've kind of had it the same as us in the UK. So like the UK's been like fully under lockdown for months and months and months, it feels like. So we've got it kind of the same way as Jay's sat in Green Bay, just being able to do whatever he wants by the sound of it.
Yeah, I don't go anywhere, but yeah, we're the Wild West. You can do anything you want in Wisconsin. But that's a good lead into my question for you, Shinigami. Have you seen Jen's Little Evil Pulver's video of you?
I go in his live stream all the time. Matter of fact,
did you see him making fun of the people not having masks over their nose during
Yep.
your fight?
Yep.
Yeah, that was hilarious. That was hilarious.
Yeah, it's actually funny you bring him up because I go in his live stream so often now that like I'm in there like every week on the weekends at least once a week, and he's like, Shinigami, you're kind of the official fighter now. You're the official fighter of my chat because you hang out so much, and I'm a huge fan, and you're in here so much that you're like family now. So you're kind of the official fighter. So of course I have to root for you when you fight now. I was like, wow. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that 6 months ago, nobody knew who I was. And now a UFC legend is a fan. I process it. I'm not used to being popular. I wasn't popular in school. I wasn't popular in high school. Wasn't popular. In fact, I kind of kept to myself in culinary school because I was just there to learn. And now all of a sudden, like, people all over the world know who I am. Jens Pulver's like, man, I go in his chat and he talks to me like he's known me for years. It's crazy.
You better get used to it because I think your star's just rising at this point.
Oh yeah, I'm only getting started. And it's only up from here, man.
I mean, just think. I'm thinking about it from you being excited about Jens Pulver. This is a guy who beat BJ Penn. Like, you know what I mean? This is a guy who has fought some of the best fighters in the world. That is very cool.
It really is. And the great part about Jens Pulver is if you're a Streetbeefs fighter, his name's on the Wall of Fame at the OG Yard because he's a big supporter of Streetbeefs, and he actually went down there a couple of times to help out. And I don't know if he still is, but he was part of the review team for reviewing decisions and stuff. If people felt like they needed the call was wrong or something. So yeah, man, it's crazy. It's just crazy. But I kind of feel like Keanu Reeves, like everybody's always talking about how he's so down to earth and like he's a cool guy and he takes like public transportation and stuff still and all that. And like he never stopped being that guy from a little apartment somewhere, and I kind of feel like that's me, I'm just a guy. I keep constantly, anytime somebody tells me I'm a legend, I'm like, I'm just a guy from the middle of nowhere. I haven't beat Stipe yet or anybody major. So I'm not really a legend yet. I don't feel like I deserve it. I'm just a guy from the middle of nowhere doing what I love, but I appreciate the support. That's what I always tell everybody who calls me a legend, because I still got to earn that title. Real.
What's the dream fight? What's the dream opponent for you?
Ooh, that list has changed. Because one guy died. Rest in peace, Kimbo Slice. Wanted to fight him. Roy Nelson and Brock Lesnar.
Big country.
Big country. Brock Lesnar. Obviously Stipe, as long as he's champ. Although it just occurred to me the other day, John Jones just went up to heavyweight. He's gonna fight the winner of the next Stipe fight. And that means if I make it to the UFC, I might have to fight John Jones, and that's crazy to me because you know, I don't do the hero worship thing. If I got to fight him, I got to fight him, right? But that is a very high wall to climb because that dude has been undefeated since he was 24 years old, and that's
So you
that's
don't count the Matt Hamill fight? I know nobody does. Dana wants it off his record. I just had to ask.
Just out here winding people up, Jay.
Well, because he did with John Jones. That's actually one of the big storylines, that he has this disqualification that he should have never had.
Well, technically, I mean, he did get that. It was a 12-6 elbow, and it's technically illegal. But he already had that dude done.
Right.
So,
no, I'm with you. I was just had to poke at John because he does have the one. But since you brought up Stipe, who you got at UFC 260? You think Stipe or you think Francis?
Stipe. I don't think Francis has what it takes to put him away, dude.
As long as he doesn't catch him with one like Daniel Cormier caught Stipe with one, I think I got Stipe also.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing. Everybody's got a puncher's chance, you know, but that's kind of the thing. I think Stipe has learned from that. That's why he's a champ and he's kind of held the belt for a while. You learn from your mistakes. Otherwise, you never advance. So.
And I'm guessing you didn't get to watch UFC 259 because of Street Beef. But you're right. Anything can happen because look at what happened to Peter Yan. Anything can happen. You're right. Like, so that, but I'm just such a huge fan. And as excited as you are that Jens Pulver shouted you out, I am that excited that you graced us by coming on the Yankee and the Brit. And I thank you so much. I appreciate it so much.
It was honestly, as soon as he got a reply from that tweet, he was straight on Facebook to me, just being like, mate, look at this. I was like, oh God, that's the guy who knocked that. That's the guy who knocked out the guy with the flying kick. Detail. Thank you very much. It's not like we haven't been speaking about him for this entire podcast already. But like, that's the guy who did that. Oh, I'm so hyped. I'm so excited. So yeah, it's been absolutely great to have you on, man. And an MMA lesson for me.
Yeah, it's been great to be here. I really appreciate it. You know, it's really awesome. Like, I love doing these interviews. I meet such cool people. You guys are awesome, really down to earth, really cool, funny guys. Jay knows his MMA stuff. I love it. You know, I was just on the craft beer review. I was on the Pat McAfee show was nuts to be on.
That's my dream. That is my actual dream, to get up to Pat McAfee's show.
That actually put me that much closer to my actual dream interview, and I'm sure Jay probably can guess what that is.
Rogan.
Yep. Man, if I got reached out to by Joe Rogan's people saying he wanted me on the podcast, I would probably die on the spot and then come right back to life and be like, yes.
Let's tag Joe Rogan in this right now. Let's tag him in this as soon as we post it.
Joe Rogan is the greatest commentator for the casual fan because he absolutely explains it better than anybody when they're in the ring. And don't get me wrong, I love Dominic Cruz on there. I love DC. They have a great bunch of people. Even Bellator and One Championship have great announcers, but none of them can hold a candle to Joe.
You know what would be the greatest commentator team in MMA history, period? Would be Joe Rogan, Boss Rutan, and that dude that used to do the WWE.
Oh, like the Jim Ross guy?
Yeah. Oh my God.
You gotta get that. And Boss Rutan is a freaking legend. So that would be epic to see those three together.
You ever hear him commentate? Like when he was commentating for Pride, or like when he commentates for Karate Combat? It is the most hilarious. It's the second most hilarious thing to Joe Rogan. And if they could ever get all three of those guys commentating on an MMA fight, it would be so perfect and so hilarious. Oh man.
Well, and I thank you so much. We won't take up too much more of your time. I did just want to give Street Beefs a shout out. Thank you for being entertaining us forever. Can you tell me again the YouTube channel? I forgot, so everybody gets it for Street Beefs.
It's just Street Beefs.
Demon Boys.
Yeah,
under like Demon Boys.
Street Beefs where they upload the fights after the fact. then if you want to watch the main yard events live, you go to either Demon Boys Boxing, or if you have Twitch and want better video quality, you go to the Street Beef period Scarface Twitch channel, and they stream it there too.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure everybody knows where they can go check out Street Beef since you were on. And Maddie, you have anything else for him before we go?
No. It's been an absolute pleasure. Answered all of my questions. Oh, I do have one. We are mainly an American football podcast. Are you into American football?
I'm honestly not really into team sports. The only time I watch football usually is the Super Bowl. But I will say this. I've pretty much always been a Green Bay fan.
Oh my God. Oh,
that is so funny.
I'm out. That's okay.
I live 5 blocks from Lambeau Field, but I am a Vikings fan, so I live in enemy territory.
Wow.
Yeah, dead in enemy
You know what? I can't
territory.
say anything, though. I was going to call you a traitor, but I'm not a Rams fan, and the Raiders ain't been that great for a while. So I can't say anything about that. You know, I think the only hometown team I really support is the Lakers, and I haven't watched the Lakers in I think since they were trying to go for that three-peat way back.
Oh yeah, that's back in the day.
Yeah. That is all time. I don't have to have any allegiances. I can just support whoever I want. Unfortunately, I picked the Dallas Cowboys. So
you aren't a fan of the greatest football team in the world, Manchester United?
So my dad is a Man United fan, and I'm unfortunately a Sunderland fan. But while we're here,
I gotta stop you. It was a joke. Reference. There's a reference to one of the funniest movies ever made, and you just failed, sir.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
You've never seen Eurotrip? You've never seen Eurotrip.
I have seen Eurotrip. Oh
yeah.
I have seen Eurotrip.
This is an exclusive pub.
I have got it.
This pub is exclusively for fans of the greatest football franchise in the world, Manchester United.
It's Vinnie Jones, who used to play for Arsenal, I think. The guy who does that used to play for Arsenal.
I had to make the joke.
You got me.
And you
failed it. Failed straight away.
Epic fail, but it's all right. It's all right. That's kind of an obscure older reference. That movie came out in like 2004.
I have seen it. I do know what you're talking about, and I just failed. Hands up, failed straight away, and I've just been embarrassed on my own podcast. So it's probably time to hook this up now, really.
All right, Shinigami, thank you so much for coming on. If you ever want to come on again, we're here for you. If you blow up past us, we're okay with that too, because your star's rising, and I know you don't like to hear it, but when it comes to Street Beefs, you definitely are a legend. So keep doing what you're doing. And you want to give a shout out one more time where people can go find your merch?
Go on Teespring and look up Shinigami's Killer merch. Got a lot of stuff other than that too. I got posters, I got mugs, I got throw pillows because why not? I actually just launched a shout out Rachel line of hoodies and t-shirts. Also shout out to AV Chiropractic and Dr. Hodges. Dude is not a sponsor, but he does amazing work. I get an adjustment before every match I do, tournament or contact. And he hooked me up with letting me use the Vasper machine to build my cardio even more. Obviously, shout out Rachel, shout out the lab BJJ and Professor Jerry Montes, along with coaches Josh, 282 and El Tigre. And of course, shout out Rachel and Pat McAfee.
He's got it this time.
Pat McAfee or McAfee, either way.
Shout out Pat McAfee.
Well, I will definitely support the brand. I am going to go get me a shirt of Detail getting his head kicked off. So if you come on again, I will wear that during the show. And we appreciate you again. Thank you so much for coming on. One world, one love. Deuces.
Cheerio.